Is it one of the best zombie apocalypse movies, or is it going down to the bottom of your list? Hello everyone, welcome to the Boys Recap. In today's video, we've brought you a zombie apocalypse movie that is less known than the others. Before we start, please take a moment and subscribe to the channel, that will help me a lot. Without any further ado, let's go! In a very dark pit, a man wakes up all confused and oriented and has no idea who he is or where he is right now. Everything is dark and he cannot see anything. He starts stretching and then searches his own pockets. He finds a key and a lighter. Then he turns on the lighter and sees himself among a lot of dead bodies. The sight of the dead bodies make him throw up. Suddenly, a lightning strikes and lights up the pit. He sees a figure on top of the pit standing. He notices that a woman with brown eyes is looking down on him, but the woman seems to be running away and he starts yelling for help. He tries moving away and that makes him find a gun in the pit. After a while, the woman comes back and throws a rope inside the pit. The man uses the rope to climb up, but he cannot see the woman. He starts searching the woods until he finds a house with lights on inside. He slowly approaches the door and sees some people inside talking about him. They are discussing if they are going to let him in or not because they think he might be dangerous. But he rushes inside and bursts to the door. He points a gun at the people inside and a guy named Lucas draws a shotgun at him in return. They both accuse each other of being killers of those people in the pit, but the man tells Lucas that only thing he remembers is being saved by Brown Eyes. While they are talking, one of the other guys named Nathan falls onto the ground and starts screaming in pain. A girl named Sharon approaches him and gives him a glass of water and calms him down. Then they explain to the man that they do not remember anything, and a man named Michael drops their ID cards on the table and says they know their own names only because of the ID cards. But there is no ID card for Brown Eyes or the main character. Also, they have keys, but there's no vehicles around the house. They notice that Brown Eyes is writing some things on the paper, but it's in Chinese and none of them can understand it. One of the guys starts yelling at him while he gets pushed away by his friend, telling him that Brown Eyes is mute. And she also doesn't know English. But they all feel that Brown Eyes knows them all, because they woke up inside a house and she was already there. And the odd thing is, they all woke up together, but for the main character who was inside a pit full of dead bodies. They began exploring the house. Sharon finds a room which is locked and she tries her keys but she cannot open it. Lucas notices wounds on his body. Brown Eyes tries to explain to them what happens with gestures, but none of them understands. The man with no name is also looking around the house. He finds a calendar with April 18th marked out. He goes to Brown Eyes and takes her with him and shows him the calendar and asks if she did that. And Brown Eyes nods to confirm. Also, she tries to explain more with gestures, but the man does not understand anything. Then Michael calls them all and shows them a closet full of weapons. He tries one of the guns and he easily loads it up. It seems that he has already had experience with guns, and Nathan suspects that he might have been a cop. The man suggests that they should arm themselves and go explore the area around the house, but Lucas says that they need to wait until morning, and he convinces them to do so. The man goes to take a shower and take care of his wounds. While he's in front of the mirror, he starts beginning to remember things. But it's only a short memory and he doesn't understand much of it. Moments after he finishes his shower, he hears others saying that Brown Eyes has escaped. The man, Sharon, and Lucas go looking for Brown Eyes. As they search for Brown Eyes, Sharon tells them they are not near any cities because the stars are too bright. While searching, the man remembers another memory of himself dragging another man's body with a seahorse tattoo on his body, but he does not tell anyone about it. Continuing their search, they notice a bad smell. They start looking for the source and they find a man tied up to a tree with rope and wires. The man is long dead. Meanwhile, at the house, Nathan finds a book in Latin and he realizes that he can read it, and he says that they are medical and biological reference books. But Michael is just playing around with the guns and says that his body remembers how to use a gun. Back to the forest again, the searching party find an old shack in the woods. Inside the shack, they find Brown Eyes feeding a woman who's tied up. When the woman sees the main character, she freaks out. But then she tries attacking him and talks about a daughter or something. Locust looks up to the ceiling and he can see some cameras. He notices that they are being watched. The searching party go back home. The main character tries the door and tries to unlock it with some keys, but he cannot. Nathan approaches him and talks to him in Latin. The main guy, shockingly, answers in Latin too. Nathan feels close with him and Sharon and says that he might know both of them. But the man tries to ignore and tries the door again. Nathan tells him that the door cannot be opened by force because it's made of solid reinforced iron. And he decides to call the man John. The next day they decide to go search for cars. Michael says that he has to go with them because he's the best shooter. And to prove himself, he throws a mug and shoots it in the air. But Lucas tells him to stay and guard the house. As they leave, he is frustrated and he tells Brown Eyes to go inside the house. He hears screams from the yard. He goes to check who's screaming and finds a man trapped in barbed wire. When he approaches the man to help him to get out, the man wraps the barbed wire around his neck and starts stabbing him with some stick. Meanwhile, the group still search for cars. They see some dead bodies and they assume that they are a warning to keep them away. Nathan just throws a rock and they hear it hitting a metal object. When they go to check, they find 2 cars under cover. But they can only start one of the cars because the other car's battery has ran out. While searching the cars, Lucas finds a picture of themselves, but John is not in the pictures. And they assume that John is the one who's taking the picture. As the movie goes on, they start remembering more and more. But I let the rest of the movie for you to watch. Thanks for watching the video so far. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell button so you'll be notified when we upload new videos. Until the next video, see you.